Paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. You're in for a treat, so hang on to your seat. Get ready for adventure and remarkable feats. You'll meet the Koopas, the Troopers, the Princess, and the others. Hanging with the plumbers, you'll be hooked on the brothers to the bridge.
What's up, you guys? It's Paul Max C, and I decided to do a little comparison video this time of Mario Brothers from the arcade version to the Atari 2600 version to the Atari 5200 version, and we'll do some comparison action. So, I always like this game. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I like it, and when I realized I have it for my Raspberry Pi here, I really love how it looks. This is like beautiful. So colorful, so good. The only version this is some kind of other language version because they're calling him Masio. And when I do the walking, I don't hear the sound of my footsteps going pop, 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 pop. But otherwise, this is a great version. And and I have an Atari, or I have my Sony joystick plugged in. Whoops. So I get an arcade experience. The only thing I'm missing, as sometimes happens with MAME and Raspberry Pi, is you miss some sound files, and I'm not hearing the fun sound when my character goes pop, 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 and walks. But otherwise, I was considering doing a review of, oh, look at that animation of getting burned, on my 5200, and I decided since I have this version and 2600 version, we'll do a little comparison. And after these beautiful graphics, the 2600 and the 5200 graphic-wise come up real short. These Nintendo arcade graphics are beautiful. And I always liked this game in the arcade because you felt like, kind of like a game of Pac-Man, that your quarter was going to last you a little while, unless you really stunk. And if you got two players going, that it really helped. You guys were going to do much better as a two-player team, even though you won't get as many points apiece. So I'm kind of happy to have... After I did my home haircuts today, I was in the mood to play a little. And it's like, what am I going to play? I got so many video game toys. And the Raspberry Pi is still something that I'm enjoying getting into. That and my Pandora's box. But I still have my 5200 set up, and that's why I will do a comparison video. Alright. So I'm going to have to get back to playing this. When you're playing your Raspberry Pi, I suppose I could do a save points to save high scores, but I just go ahead and write down the high scores of my arcade games. See, it says Masio. So that's pretty cool, man. So that's Mario Brothers on the MAME, the real arcade version. But come on over with me, as we often do, and let's go over to Atari 2600 Mario Brothers. And yeah, man, don't expect too much, but it is pretty amazing that Atari made it. And it's got that title screen at least. And there we are. I actually am not disappointed. It's just that I'm coming off of playing the real arcade graphics. Look at those little turtles. But you know, it's playable. This game's a little more expensive to buy for Atari 2600. You know, every once in a while I'll have a friend who's just like, doesn't get it. Like, why would you play Atari 2600? But we Atari 2600 fans get it. We don't judge it on its graphics based on other systems. We just kind of give it a handicap, so to speak. I mean, I'm kind of a functioning special needs person myself, so I like it when people give me a break and just judge me on my effort and merits. Those coins, oh, that was my fault. That is one little turtle, but the gameplay is here. This thing is with the thing that you hit that smashes them upside down, and that fireball is extra aggressive. And you get those items for points. They don't look too good, but I kind of actually enjoy the Atari 2600 Donkey Kong Jr. And your Mario looks like that. He's always got some good sideburns. You can tell Atari at least knows that Mario's got to have some sideburns. I think your character is looking really good. And you get to play it with your Atari joystick. You get that extra level there. Here come those crabs. The crabs don't look bad, or side sweepers as they're called. It's a challenging game. That fireball is extra aggressive, almost to make up for lack of other elements. Uh-oh. I waited too long and I wasted my... It's a solid game. I got a high score written down for this version of 65,000, and I think I'm getting back into it. I mean, this is a good arcade experience for your 2600. It's not like the game's broken. You can always try to top your score, get faster, better. So it's very playable. Us 2600 fans, that's how we judge our game. Like, graphics are great. We love having good graphics, but if the gameplay is there, I guess our brains just kind of, still see game in it. Oh! Especially when competing against other players. That crab's mad. Let's see if I can... Yeah. So then you get that level where you're mixing crabs and turtles. Yeah, the gameplay is there. I would have been stoked to have this back in the day, because I sure didn't have 5200 or ColecoVision. And I kind of missed the Nintendo era, because we were doing Commodore 64, me and my little brother. So there's Mario Brothers for your 2600. Now I know I'm not making this video very exciting, but I said we'd do a comparison, so let's do it. Now in my three-ring circus, I got the 5200, and I got my thing set up so I can play with an Atari joystick, and that makes a difference. And this TV has a couple inputs, so I can switch from HDMI 2, which is doing my Raspberry Pi, over to this, the basic TV, and that's got Mario Brothers for 5200. Now at first these graphics will look pretty bad, but maybe not compared to the 2600 since we're going up from there. And when you have a device like this, A is your start button. There's a difference in sound sometimes from your Raspberry Pi games to this, so you better change it up. And now I'm playing the 5200 version, and it's got a certain kind of slow motion effect to it, but plays very well. And you can just see the progression coming up from the 2600, which does all it can, and then where these floors have a little bit more texture to them, and the POW actually says POW. I like in video games when you do something and you see the points, and you don't get that here. In the arcade version, you get that where it says 800, 500. So these kind of move a little floaty and slow motion-y, but really, whoa, it's playable, and it's a pleasure to play. Uh-oh, that's trouble. And as you know, this plays two-player co-op, as does the 2600 version. There's some fireballs and they make some noise. With my Atari joystick here, or with the Wyco stick, I know it works really well. It's just a one-button game. When you have a converter like me where you can play with an Atari joystick, it's key that whatever game you're playing is only a one-button game. I was playing Moon Patrol, but that is a two-button game. Your jump and your fire are different. So you need either a Wyco stick, or actually if you have a good working standard stick, Moon Patrol works really well. I actually have one decent working 5200 controller, and I didn't mind the experience too bad of playing Moon Patrol with that standard 5200 controller. As long as you got fire buttons, you don't have to press so hard that it kills you. So this is fun too. We got the side swipers, and it's just working really perfect. I've always liked Mario Brothers, but I don't play it too often. But it takes patience. You know, you have to be a different mindset. There's no shooting. Oh, but it's got that comical element. Those fireballs make noise. So you can just... Uh-oh, that was a dumb move from me. You can just see the progression of... from the 2600 to the 5200 version. But very responsive playing with this 2600 controller thanks to that converter. No issues here with the controllers. Ooh, nice. I just knocked a bunch of turtles on their asses. Or, crabs. So we'll try to get closer in on the graphics. So there's the flies. They look pretty good. So pretty good. Not perfect graphics, but really not bad for the 5200. 5200 offers some really good arcade hits if you got a way of playing better controllers like I do. And I don't think there's a Phoenix for the 5200, and there should have been. I would have liked to have seen how they handled it. 2600 version is excellent. It's just that when you fight the boss, it's kind of plain. There's no extra birds flying around making it more challenging. I would have liked to have seen that. Oh! So you know how it works, these flies. You gotta catch them just right. Here we go. Ooh. Now it appears that you get 5... You might get 5 Marios in this version. So you might be able to go farther than you used to in the arcade. That or I won an extra guy and I didn't know it. Oh, I got a face full of fly. So pretty good. This game and Joust kind of have a little bit of off color that could have been better, but I think you only notice it if you just directly compared it to something else. I mean, this is pretty good. And then you get those levels where it's all mixed. So I guess this wasn't the most exciting video, but I felt like doing a little Mario, and
start fishing right now, we're never going to get home in time for these plumbers. Hold down tonight.
Hey, you remember the bait?
Of course. I've got it right here.
This is disgusting.
Don't worry about the fish. I love it, Luigi. You know what I can't understand?
Those Mario Brothers like to eat their pizza. Anyway, have a good day. That's a comparison of the different Mario Brothers for different systems. Not the most fun video, was it? Oh well, we got it out of the way. Alright, have a good night.